hope you guys are ready for some Jazwares news because we got a lot of it. Kicking it off, we have the next wave of super articulated figures from Jazwares, and they're looking pretty good. This next wave is going to consist of Suicune, Tyranitar, Mewtwo, and Charizard. Again, Suicune is looking amazing, and I love that it comes with like a little stand so you can get those action shots in there. There's also little like clear things on the side so you can like support those like Suicune ribbon side things. Might have to see this in person though to kind of see how that looks, but it seems like a decent fix for keeping those like supported. I was assuming that they'd kind of come in like that like bendable plastic. That was my thought, but I guess this works too. Tyranitar is also looking great, and kind of the neck looking like it's all right, especially compared to the Typhlosion, which they both kind of have like a similar like shape and body kind of thing going on, but Tyranitar is more of that like double chin kind of thing. But I do love that this also comes with a stand because Tyranitar also looks like as a figure he would tip over quite a bit. We've gotten Charizard and I think most of the waves so far, so we're gonna skip that for now. But Mewtwo is looking pretty good. Love how many points of articulation are on this figure. Mewtwo is a Pokemon I feel like needs it to get just like the coolest stances, and Mewtwo's tail is made of that bendable like material, kind of similar to Dragapult's tail, so you should be able to mold Mewtwo's tail into like however you need it. I just wish it came with like an energy orb or something so you could like get like a really cool stance, you know? So far, as at least the time of filming, these are only up on the Australian EB Games website, but I'm keeping an eye on Target and GameStop. We're gonna see if we can really get the drop on these. And then 5Ashul303, I'm really bad with usernames. Also commented on the last video saying that because they've done Typhlosion and Samurott, there's a pretty decent chance that we might be getting Decidueye in the future. I'm about it because all three of those would be Hisuian starters. There's a theme there. The data's also there. Then more from Jazwares. We've got a new wave of 3-inch metallic figures. This wave is gonna consist of Jigglypuff, Eevee, Charmander, and Piplup. These are the metallic paint that Jazwares is now making famous, I feel like. And at least in these photos, they just kind of look like Christmas ornaments, so that's kind of weird. But this is the first time that Piplup has been a Jazwares 3-inch figure, so that's cool. We're getting new Pokemon at least. And prior, we talked about these very similar figures in a translucent style. We also now have Jigglypuff and Eevee translucent up on the GameStop website, so I'll have that link down below if you want to pick those up. And then another one from Jazwares, we've got the 8-inch plushies coming. Hope you like the Kanto starters, because it's the Kanto starters. It's just this time, we now have them in a velvet material, and they do look really nice. I'm sure they feel amazing. It's just, I wish they would do something other than the Kanto starters. I can't even count how many times we've gotten the Kanto starters, but whatever. And then we have photos from Jazwares 3-pack battle figures. These are fantastic. I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye out for these ones. These are going to include Metang, Charmander, and Kabuto in one pack, and then we also have Lucario, Omanyte, and Pikachu in the other one. And seriously, like that's a great selection of Pokemon, at least in my opinion, but you guys let me know down in the comments. And then we also have more Jazwares news. I swear we're going to get into some different stuff here very shortly, but we got a lot of Jazwares. There's a new Train and Play Pikachu figure coming out. They've put out similar toys in the past with Charmander and Pikachu and I think Eevee, but this one comes with 2 interactive accessories, a couple berries that it will respond to. It'll also respond to your touch as well as your voice to get different interactions. So honestly, this is giving me like hardcore Furby vibes, if you guys are old enough for Furbies. But did you know that back in the day when Furbies were like the toy, they actually were going to make some Pokemon ones? We had the Chonky Chew, and there was this very disturbing looking Meowth. But that, I mean, you know, things that could have been. The more you know. There's also a 10-pack Jazwares battle figures coming out. This one, there's a whole bunch of Pokemon on here, but it does come with the Deluxe Action Electivire. So tons of Jazwares this past week. Make sure you let me know what your favorite one, what one you're hunting down in the comments. But now, let's get into Takara Tomy coming out with a new wave of figures. This is going to include, I think this is our first Takara Tomy Paldean Pokemon, but we have Charmander, Mega Charizard Y, Flareon, Scorbunny, and Ceruledge. If I can find links to import those, I'll make sure to have it down in the description, but I'll also have links to anything else I can link to down in the description as well, so you guys can increase that collection. And a quick pit stop in some other countries where I'm not sure we can import from, at least I don't have a website for it, but just so you know, Samsung announced some new Pokemon themed buds gear, like their Samsung Galaxy Buds. These so far have only launched in South Korea. Samsung has done these kind of like almost said AirPods cases, Galaxy Buds cases in the past, I don't know if they ever actually came to America though, so these might just be like teaser images for us to just kind of drool over. They do look pretty sweet though. Similarly, Razer has a new wave of Pokemon gear. They also have released stuff over in Japan that I don't think we ever got. That kind of sucks. But Razer makes a lot of like PCs, PC parts, peripherals. So we have these Pokemon peripherals here for your PC, including a soundbar. There's also going to be a headset, keyboard, mouse, and mouse pad. Funny, because it's Pikachu, the mouse Pokemon. Love the play on words. There's also even some keycaps with this. So again, I think these are Japanese exclusive, but you never know. I mean, as the world progresses and the hobby progresses, I feel like there's a lot more like back and forth between the countries and the markets. So I don't know. But back to stuff I do know we have access to. There's like a couple weeks ago, I talked about the Yona collection, which is just a bunch of ghost Pokemon and like plushies and cool little things. There's a new addition to it. We now have these glow-in-the-dark magnet figures, so you can attach your Houndstone or Duskull to your fridge or maybe to like a filing cabinet or something. Have these little dudes hold like a key or something. Maybe nothing like too crazy heavy, but that's just super cool. They're like halfway poking out like a ghost. Like, I think these are super rad. But if you're looking for more stuff for like maybe your bathroom, there's actually some new Pokemon towels, and they're in the shape of Pokemon. So these are straight from Pokemon Center, Japan, and we've got things like Mimikyu and Wiglet, which both are basically life-size towels, so that's pretty sweet. Then there's also a Clodsire you can wrap yourself up in, or a Belly Bolt. And then we also have some other like additional sizes and some additional patterns available that are just kind of like square. They're still fun, but they're just like not the shape of a Mimikyu, you know. And then in things to come from Pokemon Center, the English one, the North American International Championships were this past weekend. Some fantastic battles. And there they had some display cases of some upcoming products, and they're looking good. So first up we have the next wave of Squishmallows in person. We've kind of seen these in the past with Winking Pikachu and Piplup, but then there's like down below there's like these little like easel stand photo things that kind of look like the music inspired posters they did not too long ago. These are pretty cool, but it just looks like there's just like a new collectible version of them. And then we also see some new like greeting cards and art on the other side of the case. And then I don't know if this is like a Gengar lunchbox or like a Switch case or something like that, but something Gengar. And then there's a Houndstone pin that's going to be coming out soon. And then what I think are the big three. There's a Team Rocket Bearwalker skateboard in there. That thing looks so cool. In the back, there's also the Pearlescent Pokemon Center exclusive Funko Pop of Squirtle. That was a mouthful. And we also have the Luxury Ball Wand Company replica that I was like considering it before, but this photo or these photos of it, woof. That is a good looking Pokeball. I'm probably gonna have to pick that up. For my Loungefly collectors, 707 Street has a new Pokemon exclusive mini backpack. This is the Pikachu all over print, which does look pretty good. Although the name is a lie, since on the inside the print is just lightning bolts and not Pikachu. Totally joking, but the bag looks fantastic. It does run $80 though, so heads up. Pretty much par on course for these mini backpacks. And then there's also a new Pikachu backpack over at Barnes & Noble. Then this one is running about $70 and is the Pikachu cosplay backpack. This one does actually have Pikachu all over it on the inside, Pikachu's face, and the straps are brown, much like some of the accents on Pikachu. And also as a reminder, there's a lot of Snorlax stuff going on this past week, and maybe even as I post this video, they are announcing Pokemon Sleep. I don't know. But the Pokemon Go Plus Plus is coming out on July 14th, so don't forget to get your pre-orders if you would like to pick that up. Should work with Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sleep, so this way you're just always doing Pokemon all the time. And for my card collectors, there's a new promo on PokemonCenter.com. There's actually two promos. So one, while supplies last, if you spend, I think it's $20 or more, you can get yourself some Lapras floaties. These are pretty cool. There's little like drink holders, kind of just floating along with you, which honestly I think that's pretty sweet. But there's also a Squirtle promo for orders of the Scarlet and Violet 151 set on PokemonCenter.com. And this is going to be one card for one item, not one card for one order. So that's pretty sweet. You can really like get a lot of these things. However, big caveat, this does not apply retroactively to any of your Scarlet and Violet 151 orders on PokemonCenter.com. This will only apply for new orders. So that may or may not, you know, kind of grind your gears a little bit. Pokemon did also, though, announce an official sweepstakes for the Sword and Shield era of Pokemon. All you gotta do is throw your contact information into the site. I'll link that down below in the description as well so you can enter. But there will be 3 winners to win a booster box of every single set that had a booster box in the Sword and Shield era. So that's 12 booster boxes. They do keep calling them like display boxes in the sweepstakes rules and stuff, but there is some verbiage on there that finally confirms that it is a booster box of 36 packs. If you don't win though, there are going to be some like runner-up prizes. 50 people will win an ETB of some sort in the Sword and Shield era. The sweepstakes is open to anyone 13 years or older in the countries of the United States, Canada, excluding Quebec, the United Kingdom, Ireland, New Zealand, Peru, Argentina, and Mexico. So if you're not in one of those countries, sorry. And entries are only open until July 10th, so make sure to get after it. Then some actually really fun news. Universal Studios Japan is doing some Halloween events. Universal is kind of known for their Halloween events, but they do a lot of Pokemon stuff in their Super Nintendo land. And this year, they're launching the DJ Pikachu and DJ Gengar event. I don't know what this is gonna look like. I'm super stoked to see some videos of it. I don't think I'm gonna make it out there, but just super excited to see what the event brings, what songs it brings. And I hope that you bring yourself back to the channel for the next video as we cover more Pokemon news, do Pokemon openings. So make sure you're subscribed for those videos. Hit that like button on your way out. Again, everything linked down in the description. Thank you guys very much for your time. I appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one.